Hey everyone, Christine here from Portable Entrepreneur. Recently over at the website The Web Designer, I shared an article called The 43 Habits of Successful Web Designers. Now this list grew far beyond what I had anticipated, but my goal was really to look back, to reflect on the habits that I had, or really more so developed, that helped me reach the level that I wanted to in my business. And in working with a lot of entrepreneurs, I've noticed that these habits really stand out among the ones who are the most successful. So I wanted to share this with you because I know that topics like lead generation and getting clients, these are all sexy and fun topics to think about, to look into, to spend your time on. But at the same time, if we take a lead generation strategy that we know works really well, and we take a same great clients and put them in the same great business, and then we put two separate entrepreneurs into there, and one has one set of habits and the other has another set of habits, maybe only one of those is going to be successful, because so much of success really comes down to the person. So these are the things that nobody wants to talk about, nobody wants to think about, but you need to if you really want to be successful or be able to just reach that next level that you want to. Now, I'm going to share with you 7 of those habits. These are in no particular order, but the last one is probably one of my favorite because I see this all the time. I think it can impact the most people if you really think about it, and in turn is going to impact your clients as well. So let's just jump right in. The first success habit is to be consistent. Now, I know that sounds very simple, like, okay, yeah, I got to show up in my business. But by being consistent, that is really how you're going to see results. Either people don't show any signs of consistency. They just spend time planning and learning and thinking, overanalyzing, but not actually consistently doing, or they're there consistently with their time, but they don't make any good use of their time. So it is important that we are showing up consistently in our business and focusing on the right tasks that are going to move our business forward. Now, consistency for you might be every day during the week. Consistency could be every weekend. Consistency could be 4 nights a week after the kids go to bed. Consistency is different for every person, so what your definition looks like and what works for your life is fine, so long as you're consistent. Now, the second success habit is to lead with value. Okay, this should be an obvious one, but this is so much easier said than done, especially as you're trying to grow your business. What are you thinking? Money, 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 client, client, client. And what happens is, even unconsciously, while we're thinking about that, we are then putting our own needs ahead of those of the clients. And so that makes it a little bit harder because that directs our conversation. It makes us move a little bit faster than we should. It makes us skip over some questions that maybe we should ask the client. So when we look at a prospective client, we say, well, how can I add value to this client or to this client's business? It reshapes our conversation and our actions, and it really helps us land more deals. And I promise you, when you lead with value, the revenue in your business is going to follow. Now, the third habit is to protect your personal time. And I say this for 2 reasons. First is because sometimes the best thing that you can do for your business is just get away from it, to just step away. It could be going for a 20-minute walk outside. It could be taking 2 days off to go on a little getaway with your family. It can just be something that allows you to separate mentally and physically from your business so that when you come back, you have some fresh eyes, you feel more motivated, you're rejuvenated, and you can work a little bit faster on those tasks than if you just constantly stare at that task list and you're just constantly looking at the computer. The second reason is because it's very important that you establish boundaries with your clients. If they think that they can call you any day or any time and you're going to answer or get back to them, well, they're going to do it. And then you have no separation of your work and your personal time. Now, the fourth success habit that actually sounds counterintuitive, I know that, is to serve fewer clients. And this is really a huge benefit for both you and the clients. Yes, it doesn't mean that you need to charge more, but if you do this, what happens is, instead of you thinking money, 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 client, 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 because you need to bring in more and more and more clients to have more and more revenue because you're not charging enough, you are taking your thoughts away from the value that you could be adding to clients and putting it again back on your own needs. So this is why when you have fewer clients, one, it helps clients make decisions about working with you faster because they understand that you have limited availability. And they also just tend to follow through with that process as well because they know, again, you have limited availability and they have your time and your attention right now. But this is also allowing you to put all your time and energy into getting the best results that you possibly can for the client that you have right now. And when you get the best results that you possibly can for them, that helps you land the next client and the next client and the next client. So it just gets easier and easier and easier to do. So overall, your clients are going to be thrilled and your business is going to take off because of it. Now, the fifth habit, this is one that has been a game changer for me, is to plan your week in advance. So I talked about consistency. You need to know when you sit down what it is that you're working on. So in my case, what I do is I look at quarters. I look at 3 months at a time and I ask, what is the biggest thing that I want to make happen, that I want to accomplish in these 3 months, in this quarter? And then I break that down into monthly goals. And I take that month goal and I break it down into weekly goals. And when you have that weekly goal, well, guess what? Now you can figure out what you need to do every day. And now you'd have just these small tasks, these small pieces that when put together, because you've been consistent, have added up into the exact outcome that you wanted 90 days ago. And so that's why it's very important to be consistent and to make sure that you plan your week, because especially if you only have 1 or maybe 2 hours to sit down and actively work on your business, well, then you need to not waste any time sitting down and saying, what should I be doing? What should I be working on? You should know before you even sit down to work. Now, number 6 is to talk to yourself like you would your best friend. It is so easy to say things like, I'm not good enough. I don't know how to get good results. I don't know if I am good enough or anybody else would think I'm good enough. Why would anyone hire me? We tell ourselves all these things and we're trying to reach a goal, but those thoughts don't support us in getting to that goal. So if you think about the things that you're saying to yourself, and then imagine sitting down across from your best friend and he or she comes to you and says, I really want to start such and such business, but I'm not good enough. Nobody's going to hire me. I don't think this is going to work, yada, yada. What would you say? Would you say the same things to your best friend that you say to yourself? Probably not. So that is where we really got to check ourselves and make sure that the thoughts that we have are supporting us in getting to where we want to be. So we're thinking things like, well, I'm not good enough. Instead of that, say, I want to know X, Y, or Z in order to be able to produce this outcome. So this is my specific plan to get there. So these things are something that we really could just write down on a piece of paper and then try to think of when you say something to yourself that is negative. If that was your best friend, how would you phrase that differently? How would you encourage them? What kind of actions would you have them take to make them not feel that way or to help better serve them to get to where they want to be? Okay, number 7. This one I think is so important. Have you ever felt that in serving a client, you get a client in, and let's say they hire you for web design, and then all of a sudden they say, now can you rank this website in Google? So you're like, oh, I need to provide SEO services. Oh, you need email sent out. Okay, now I'm going to do email marketing. Okay, oh, and Facebook ads. We definitely need Facebook ads so we can start bringing people over to this store. What else? Oh, we'll do other paid ads. How about Google ads? And then we just start expanding all these services because we don't want that client to go anywhere else. We want to keep them here and we don't want them to go anywhere. But what happens is, we start getting overwhelmed because we don't know how to provide all of those services. We had just started with one. And before we got really good at that and proved that we could get great results with that, we're on to the next and the next and the next. And it really creates this sense of overwhelm. And then you end up providing a lot of services. And while you're providing them, you're not getting the results. So you need to offer services that only get the greatest results for your clients and just ditch the rest. Okay, just get rid of them. You can literally have a really successful business providing one service. That's it. One service and one service only. You are not overwhelmed, and what you do really, really well, and you get exactly the clients who want those kind of outcomes, those results, because you do that one thing really, really well. So very important to think about. So I hope this was really helpful for you. If you did find it helpful, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I will see you in the next one.